Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Welcome to another edition of our daily-ish devotionals. I am Pastor Brian, and thank you for joining me. Today's going to be a bit different. I want to talk about a documentary that I watched last night that was pretty powerful. We'll get into a book later in the week here. I want to go through, if you want to walk on water, you have to get out of the boat. A great book. I've used it in many sermons. Written by an Ortberg. I can't think of his first name now. But it's if you want to walk on water, you have to get out of the boat. It's good. And I think we'll enjoy it and will challenge us a little bit. So we'll get to that. But today I want to talk a little bit about a documentary. I don't know if you're going to go ape for this documentary or not, but if it's a bit of a right turn, Clyde, or left turn, Clyde, than what we've used to been doing. And if you don't get those two references, you seriously missed out on some good Clint Eastwood movies. And I like that Bible Thumper video there. The documentary was The Social Dilemma on Netflix. And it really did stop and make me and my whole family think. I think one review I read said it best: you get a little over-dramatized, a little ham-fisted, a little over the top, but probably one of the most important and most relevant documentaries that you will watch, or you should watch, this year. It's basically about how the tech industry, Facebook, Google, Pinterest, Instagram, is selling us as products and influencing us in ways that we probably don't even understand. And that maybe was some of the most eye-opening stuff for me. So I just want to share some of those highlights with you and implore you to watch it, to understand what the goal of those sites are and how you're being sold as a commodity on there. Your attention is sold, and how they kind of can manipulate how you think. And then when that gets scaled up to 2 billion users, a pretty dramatic effect on the world. So it's a documentary of a bunch of tech insiders that used to work or still maybe do work for Facebook, Google, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, a whole bunch of those, talking about how those sites are designed solely to keep your attention. That is their whole monetization and their business model. How long can they keep you scrolling on their site so they can sell more ads to advertisers? You are the product being sold, and the influence that has on you. I won't do it justice trying to explain it here. Let me just highlight a couple things that really stuck out to me. One is the effect that it's had on the mental health of young people. Social media has. Part of the drama, they follow a family, and there's a young girl who's 11. She takes one of those pucker face, pictures that you see all those silly girls taking. She adds a couple filters to it. She sends it out there. She gets a 4 or 5 awesome picture. You look great, perfect. And one, why are your ears so big? And what do you suppose affects her? As with most of us, we can get 100 compliments on a presentation that we did, and we get 5 saying, I was okay. What ones keep us up at night? But the effect that has on the mental health of girls and teens and boys, it showed statistics of teen depression and suicide rates, and how they were kind of level, and then 2009 shot up 70%, 100% in different age categories. Don't quote me on the statistics there, but you can see a sharp increase. 2009, social media becomes available on mobile devices. We know the effect that it has, yet we still give it to our kids, which is insane. If you knew something was going to harm your child, think of all the stuff that we do to protect our children. And yet we hand them this device and the social media and say, there you go. And it may be doing the most harm to them. Yet it's so hard to stop them because we're addicted. Everybody else is on it, right? If they're not connected, they're left out from their friends. Most of those people that talked on there, those tech giants, their children aren't allowed to have it. Age 16 is what they suggested, at least high school before you let them in social media. Even if you think you're monitoring it, it's having a horrible effect. Kids, getting driver's license rates are going down. People don't want to take risks anymore. Relationships are being hurt, all because they get stuck in that phone. We fight that battle in my house. There was a Stanford professor who is has a PhD in like addiction and all that, knows like exactly what that does to the brain. And she goes, well, I fight with that with my kids all the time. And I know, I teach what's happening to them. So it's not easy, but it has to be done. So besides what it's doing to our children and how we're just willing to say, there you go. The second thing that stuck up to me big time was the way we are being manipulated. They use Facebook as a big example on there. And they talk about how your Facebook feed and all this stuff and suggestions and notifications and everything is solely designed to get you on the site and to stay on the site. They're not concerned with any kind of truth or anything. It's just what will it take to get you back on the site and engaged. And everything is being tracked. Everything. What you click, how long you look at any picture, where you pause in your scrolling, not just on Facebook, all of your online interactions. That's being fed into a giant AI computer that then can predict what you want, what you like, and then that gets sent back to your screen to keep you on there. So we hear all these stories about echo chambers, about people only have confirmation bias already, where they already believe something and they already see and only read stuff that already confirms what they already believe. And so then it goes into describing the way the world is today, and it's pretty eerie how close they describe it based on that, right? Because one side, they're only worried about keeping your attention, so it's only stuff you like. If you don't pay attention to what they show, it won't be shown again. But if you like something, more and more like that will come. So what do you get? You get facts, you get stuff that only already agrees with what you like. So you think, well, how can the other side not agree with me? Here's all this information. Or on the other side, they're only getting the stuff and the facts and the things that they like. So they think, here's all this information supporting me. How come the other side doesn't get it? They're just stupid. The statistics of saying that one side says the other side is going to destroy America or the world, and this side says the same thing about this side. There is no trust because everyone has their own set of facts. Because they're not worried about what's right or what's wrong. They're simply worried about what's going to keep you on that site. They have no way of knowing if it's true or not. Just what is going to make you click and stay more. And they manipulate the way you think. Very slowly, over time, you are affected by that. What you think and all of that is. And you multiply that by 2 billion users, and the effect they can have globally is crazy. They have some examples in there that just blow your mind. The way we are just being treated as products, sold. Our attention is nothing else to be sold to advertisers and make money. And then you scale up what it can do to billions of users, and it is crazy. It is scary. It actually paints a pretty dystopian view of the future, pretty bleak view. They do offer some insights on what we can do to stop it. Most of it's just be aware that you're being manipulated. I'm being manipulated. Think of how many times I'm just sitting next to my wife and we're all just blindly scrolling. Is it mindless? Probably not. So watch it. We had a long discussion with our boys, and we hope we can keep that energy going forward. And it's hard. Social media, it's a hard addiction to break. It lights up the same pleasure, pain areas of the brain as illegal drugs do. It's a real addiction. Watch it. See if it speaks to you at all. But we got to do something. Because the path we're on ain't real great.